HiveMind, and I just got another issue of the LEGO Ninjago Magazine. Now this magazine actually came out about a month ago, but as I live in the United States and these magazines are only available in Europe, I always have to get these imported, which normally only takes a couple of days, so I'm able to get the video out pretty fast. However, with this magazine it was a little bit different. I guess because of the holidays it was delayed, so I actually just got this magazine yesterday. But yeah, now I am finally here to review it for you guys. You can see this month's magazine also comes with a bonus minifigure. If you guys don't know how the bonus minifigure works, basically every magazine comes with the main minifigure that is the same for everybody, but every now and then you get a bonus minifigure, which is a re-release of an older magazine figure, and it is completely random which one you get. So if you were to get this magazine for yourself, you may get Scuba Zane just like I did, or you could get any other previous magazine promo. Personally, Scuba Zane's not one I care a ton about. I mean, he is a good minifigure, but I already had quite a few of him, so I'm not super excited to get yet another one here, but even still, a bonus minifigure is better than no bonus minifigure at all. But as always, we'll take a look at the minifigures at the end of this video. For now, let's remove them and take a look at the magazine itself. So now we can see the full cover to the magazine. We have a Lego toy, which is super dangerous and super sharp. Vengestone Guard. Secrets of the Ninja, Lloyd in the Oni form. I'm curious if they're going to have any more details about the Oni form, since it was very, underutilized and crystallized. Fortress of Doom. Is anyone brave enough to enter? Ninja masks, cut out and wear. And then we also have an action-packed comic. Alright, let's see what's inside. Still sticking with that same ad for core. Happy to see that still here. Table of contents, we're looking for the crystal chicken. Then let's turn the page again. Here we have the page all about the minifigure that comes in this magazine, the Vengestone Guard. Mighty mix. These crypts are half Vengestone and half crystal. One part inhibits elemental power, the other part turns you into a kind of zombie. Then they show you the 3 different types of Vengestone villains. And then we have a little puzzle where you have to match the blades to the holes in the picture. That's a very simple little activity. But now let's turn to the next page. Here we have a secret message where you have to decode the message based on like the orientation of the different Vengestone villains. That's not the most complex, but it's pretty fun. Then we have Spied On and Targeted. Oh, this is a spot the differences game between this page and I assume the next page. Yeah, okay, you have to find the differences between those 2 pages. I really like him. Then we have a draw your own Harumi page. Guess they're kind of running out of ideas for like the draw your own character pages, but still I think these are always fun. And then wow, we are already at the comic. So as always with the comic, I'm not going to read the entire thing to you guys, but feel free to pause the video and read it for yourself if you're interested. And if I notice anything especially funny or interesting, I will stop the video and point it out to you guys. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so this is when Zane's fighting the Dragonides. He's like in his jet and he's trying to protect the bounty. So that's nice to see. There's like a clear answer as to like what part of crystallized this is meant to represent. Okay, so now Nia's driving the jet and Zane's standing at the front. Okay, and so Zane is now infiltrating the Temple of the Crystal King all by himself. Okay, I'm not like super feeling this comic so far. Just feels like a very generic action scene, but we'll see if it picks up in the second half. For now though, we are at the break in the comic, so let's turn the page. And here we have question fireworks, and this just looks to be a little quiz about crystallized. Then of course we have the removable posters in the center. The first poster is the actual crystallized poster, which I wasn't expecting. Usually they make their own posters for these magazines, but yeah, obviously because this is an official poster for the show, this one is obviously incredible. I think it looks great. This is like one of the ones I would consider hanging up on my wall. My main issue with hanging up magazine posters is they always have these holes in the middle where the staples were, so I don't think they look the best. But yeah, as far as posters go, this is fantastic. Really, really good one. And then on the other side, we have a poster for Golden Dragon Cole. I actually think this looks really cool. That render is great. Nice mixture of like a set and show designs, where the wings are more like the show, but everything else is more like the set. The text I think also fits in well too, though I feel like there's a little bit too much, because it says Golden Dragon Cole. Okay, cool. Scythe of Quakes. Okay, a little weird that subtext is there, but I guess it makes sense he's holding it. And then it just says hammer. What? Where did hammer come from? Like, I know Cole holds a hammer sometimes, but there's no hammer in this image. He doesn't have a hammer that he holds when he's in his dragon form. Why does it say hammer? What does that have to do with anything? Golden Dragon Cole, Scythe of Quakes hammer. Sure, alright. I don't really get that. I don't get the text. But the design of this overall poster looks cool. I like the sort of like cracked rock behind him. It does look really nice. Just that text is a little bit weird to me. Now back to the magazine, we have an advertisement for the LEGO Minecraft magazine, which I've also been reviewing on the channel, and in my opinion is a much better magazine than the Ninjago one, both in terms of the polybag that it comes with and in terms of the contents in the magazine. So go check those reviews out on the channel if you haven't yet. I think I've already done 2 reviews of 2 different Minecraft magazines. But yeah, let's turn to the next page now, where we are back to the comic. Alright, Zane's getting chased by the Vengestone Guards and has to try to get out of the temple. Let's see what happens next. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like the double page, like one wide illustration. That's very unique. And the way these 4 panels are incorporated looks really nice too. I actually really love that art. Alright, and we are already at the end of the comic. I don't know, this one wasn't one of my favorites. It was cool to see Zane like in solo action, and I appreciate that this fit into the story of Crystallized so well. But yeah, I just feel like not much happened here. Like there was a bit of action which was cool, and I did like some of the illustrations, but it just felt like a very low stakes comic. Like the entire thing took place over what, probably 30 seconds? Like there wasn't a ton going on. Didn't really learn all too much in terms of lore here. It's been a while since I watched Crystallized, but maybe this provides background as to how they knew where like the Dragonites would go next. But yeah, I don't know, it's just mediocre comic. It is a cute little adventure, and like there's nothing about that's especially bad. I just find it kind of boring. That's just my opinion though. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this comic. Was it any good, or do you agree with me? But of course, that's not it for the magazine. Let's see what's on the next page. And here we have Terribly Strong. The blood of Oni flows in Lloyd, but the Green Ninja wants nothing to do with the evil side of himself. The thing is, only the Oni form can stop the Overlord. Well, not really. Find out here about the difficulty that Lloyd has to face. Alright, and then you have a big informational page about Oni form. They talk about Mistake, they talk about Garmadon. Just like the comic, I'm not going to read everything here, but I'll still read over all of it myself to see if there's like any new details that weren't in the show. Maximum Rage, they they talk about how Lloyd only had his Oni form for 20 seconds. That's kind of funny that the magazine writers are acknowledging how like little that was. Also, this is an amazing render of Golden Oni Lloyd. I love how it looks with the purple eyes, because obviously he does not have that on the actual minifigure. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything all too new here. Then this is an advertisement for my favorite set of all time, the Temple of the Crystal King. They are like advertising the different play features of it, and it looks like there's a little game with it here. But yeah, not the biggest fan of this set, and it's pretty much just an advertisement page. And then going to the next page, we have some sort of game. Okay, this is like a little board game, which actually looks quite fun. There's like a lot of different activities you have to do. You roll dice, move your figure, and then if you land on one of these tiles, it tells you what to do. Of course, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but it does look quite in-depth. And I know if like I had this magazine as a kid, I definitely would have played this with my friends, and it looks like it could have been a lot of fun. And then we are actually already at the end of the magazine, where we have an advertisement for next month's issue, which is a Golden Oni Lloyd, though not really. It's just sort of Golden Lloyd without any mask or Oni mask. That's a little disappointing. I wish it was the full figure, but even still, this is way better than nothing, because of course the Golden Oni Lloyd minifigure only comes in the biggest set of the wave, so this provides a much cheaper way to get the torso and legs, and while you don't get the hood, you can use one of the coal hoods to be accurate to the show, and unfortunately you don't get the mask, but that's okay because he doesn't have the Oni mask for most of the show. As we just saw, it's only for 20 seconds. So yeah, this is actually a fantastic magazine promo. Cannot wait to get this one. Really looking forward to that magazine. And I actually might have that one soon, assuming shipping is not delayed again, because yeah, this one took a little bit too long to arrive. Then on the final page, we have a Dragon J mask they could cut out, and I believe on the other side is a Dragon Kai mask. Yep, and then turning this back over, there's a look at the cover. So overall, this magazine, not my favorite. The activities seemed fine, but it does seem like they're sort of running out of ideas for crystallized stuff. I think the Oni Lloyd page was good, like very informational, but that's most of what I have to say with the magazine. A lot of the games felt very samey to previous magazines, and the comic was probably one of my least favorites in a long time. Not that it's bad by any means, but it wasn't like especially funny, nor was it like especially interesting. It was just sort of there. Because at least personally, I much prefer when the comics are either like adding something that you don't see in the show, or just do something really goofy and fun. This sort of did neither. It told a story that fits in the show, but I felt like it's not really a story that needed to be told. Some cool art, but that's about it. Anyway, yeah, that is it for the magazine, so now let's take a look at the 2 minifigures that this magazine came with. So here are the 2 minifigures that were included with this magazine. We of course have the Vengestone Guard, who is the minifigure that everybody will get who buys this magazine. And then we also have Scuba Zane, which is the bonus minifigure. So as I mentioned at the beginning, some people will get a different figure. So we'll start by taking a look at the Vengestone Guard. And this guy, I'm not sure how I feel about coming in a magazine. On the one hand, this is a great army buildable way to get this figure. Because like while the Vengestone enemies do come in so many sets from the crystallized wave, the like full version of them with the armor is not the most common. You get I think 4 or 5 of it in the entire wave. So it is nice to get the fully fledged version here. However, on the other hand, as I said, some variant of these guys do come in, I think, every single set this wave. So as such, if you have any crystallized sets, you probably already have this guy, so that makes this magazine inherently a little less desirable. Because what is one more? So like if you have an army of these guys and you want to add more, I think this is a nice way to do it. But if you don't really care about army building, but you are a Ninjago fan, you probably don't need this one because you already have this guy. Ignoring rarity though, in terms of the actual quality of the figure itself, this is a fantastic minifigure. I really love the design of the Vengestone Guards. All of the trans pink pieces look amazing, and like the Vengestone design with like the gold cracks in the torso look really cool too. Just such an awesome and unique color combination. I really love how they look. Really intricate design on the head mold too. And that crystallized armor piece looks incredible as well. That part really makes this guy for me. Without that, this would be a really lame magazine inclusion, but that piece really does help make this guy. There's how the back of his torso print looks with that armor piece removed, and there's a better look at the front torso print, where you can see he's just got like this crystallized chest. So yeah, all around a good army buildable minifigure. I would have preferred like one of the Vengestone generals, because each of them only come in one set each. However, if they're going to do just one of the generic villains, I'm happy they gave us the best generic villain, who is both the least common and the most canon to the show, and it is a really good figure nonetheless. And then Scuba Zane I'll just talk about really quickly, because of course I've talked about him before, and also not everybody who gets this magazine will get this minifigure, but I do really like this minifigure overall. It's nice to get him here too, because I think the Seabound sets are really like retiring right now, so if you missed out on him, this is a nice way to get him. And I do love the overall color scheme. Blue and white is just great together, and then the touch of yellow just adds that nice splash of color, as well as the silver at the top of the suit. The trans blue and white dual molding the mask looks really great here as well, better than a lot of the other scuba suits. And then taking all the armor and attachments off, you can get a much better look at this minifigure, including the back torso print, which I think looks fantastic too. Yeah, the blue, silver, and white come together really nicely, and I love that very like triangular design in the center. Super unique minifigure. So even though I already have a bunch of this guy, and I didn't really need to get another, honestly it's still not a bad one. I can't complain about a bonus. But overall, what are my thoughts on this magazine? Do I recommend it? Honestly, it's up to you. I really don't know what to say. Personally, it's not one of my favorites, because I didn't feel like I needed any more of these Vengestone Guards. However, some of you might appreciate army building them a little bit more than me, so you might value this magazine promo more. Additionally, it does come with a bonus minifigure, which I do appreciate. While Scuba Zane's a little bit on the lamer side, if you get one of the rare minifigures as your bonus minifigure, it could definitely help increase the value of this magazine to you. And then in terms of the content of the magazine itself, the games are pretty much standard. Nothing exceptional that stood out to me here, but if you like the games in the other magazines, you'll probably like the games here. And the comic I thought was kind of on the weaker side this time around, but again, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So yeah, I think this is probably one of the most skippable magazines. However, if you are interested in getting another Vengestone Guard, I mean, then you're probably good with getting this one. So on the whole, definitely one of the weaker magazines as of recent, but still, there's definitely some value here. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this magazine in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, could please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I do LEGO Ninjago videos just like this one almost every day, so by liking and subscribing, I'll help put those videos in your feed, and will help you be the first to see them. But as for this one, I think that's about all I have to say, so thanks for watching everybody, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!